This simple AI technique has made over $39,000 in the last 30 days and hardly anyone knows about it. And today I'm going to reveal exactly how you can start making money with this AI technique. In fact, you could be making money within an hour of watching this video. You've probably already heard about people saying that you can make money by selling AI generated art, and it sounds easy. You get these YouTubers just like me that say, get AI to generate some cool art, list it for sale on a website like Etsy, and then just sit back while the money comes rolling in. Well, it's not quite that simple. It seems like a good idea in principle, but the downside to that is it's just oversaturated. Every man and his dog is now trying to sell basic AI generated art images on Etsy, so it's difficult to stand out. But this is where my idea comes in. So we don't just want to sell generic AI art. We want to take it up a notch and sell personalized AI generated art just like this. This is a personalized poster. It's a fun gift where we can turn a basic photo into a royal portrait. So this is me and my girlfriend. And this was done in a couple of minutes using AI, all totally for free. The opportunity here is off the scale. If you go look on Etsy and search wall art, the biggest selling products are personalized products. And personalized wall prints sell like crazy. This one made $39,000 in the last 30 days. People don't just want generic pictures, they want to be part of them. And until now, this type of personalized gift would have taken ages to create. You'd have to create it by hand, you'd have to be some kind of graphic designer yourself, or you'd have to outsource it to someone on a website like Fiverr, which is time consuming and expensive. But thanks to AI, we can create next level personalized gifts and products in minutes for free, and we can sell the physical prints and just like this framed wall print here, all without any upfront cost using the print on demand business model. If you're not familiar with the print on demand business model, it's exactly how I sell items like this picture, but also items like this mug all the time. It's a simple business model that allows you to list your product online, like mugs, like wall prints, like t-shirts, and when someone buys from you, an external printing company like Printful will print the product and they'll ship it to your customer, and you keep the difference as profit. And thanks to AI, this is really a golden opportunity for anyone watching this video to be able to make money using this print on demand business model. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do this step by step, including all of the tools that I use to create these images, how you can start making sales today without spending a single penny on adverts. And I'm going to show you how you can apply this to lots of different niches and lots of different ideas. And I'm also going to show you an untapped way of selling these prints where there's literally zero competition and they sell like hotcakes. Step one is time to decide on a niche. I decided to focus on royal portraits for this example because I think it's a really good gift idea for like Father's Day, but also weddings and anniversaries. But the possibilities really are endless. You might want to create a product aimed at children that can maybe turn them into superheroes or turn little girls into princesses using the same method that I'm going to share with you in this video. But just be really careful not to use anything that's trademarked. So if you're going to do superheroes, use one with like a generic star on his chest rather than a Superman logo, because sometimes AI can actually give you images that might get you in trouble with trademarks. So once you've decided on your niche, I would say just focus on that one style and create a service around it, because it's going to help with your marketing, which I'm going to show you how to do a little bit later on. So once you've got your niche locked in, now we need to use a few tools to produce our final products. They're not just one AI tool that's going to do all of this at the moment, but that's actually good news for us because it means that there's a higher barrier to entry and not everyone knows how to create these personalized AI images. So just by watching this video, you're going to have an edge over other people trying to sell that generic AI generated art. Okay, so first we need to create the base images. So these are just the generic pieces of artwork or scenes that are not personalized. And you need to create these once, keep them saved onto your computer, and then when a customer orders and sends over their photograph, you can then move on to the next step, which is actually creating our personalized image and swapping out the face, which I'm going to show you how to do a little bit later on. But to create the base images, I use an AI generator called Midjourney, which you might have heard of. It's a paid tool, but it's really, really simple to use. But I'll also show you a free version in a minute if you don't want to spend any money. But if you want an easy life, Midjourney is the best option. You can just sign up on the website, add it to your Discord server, and then all you need to do is just go into Midjourney and you can ask it to create any images by typing a prompt. So you just type in a simple one-line prompt into the Discord server and it will produce you some really high quality images that we can use in our designs. So to create our base images, first of all, we want to come over to the Midjourney bot, which we would have installed into our Discord, and we want to go to settings first of all. So we'll do / and type in settings like this and then click enter, and then it will actually bring up some settings. And what I like to do, make sure it's on the default mode of version 6, but I have it as stylized very high. And what this does, it just helps Midjourney create some more artistic images, because if you go for low, it will actually create really realistic, like photographic images. But for what we're creating, we want to create something that looks like a portrait or like an oil painting. So I like to have this set to stylize very high, but you can have a play around with that and see which style works best for you. Then all you need to do is come /imagine, and then it will allow you to type a prompt. So just something like young king and queen sat on a throne. Click enter, and then Midjourney will get to work and give us 4 options of images that might work. And as you can see, it's given us these 4 options here, and what we can do is we can click on upscale if we want to use any of these as our base image. But it might take a few goes to get the style of image that you like. For example, with this version, I typed in the keyword oil painting as well as my king and queens, and it gave me these 4 options, and I actually like this one here, so I've upscaled this one, and this is the image that I actually used for this wall print here. As you can see, this is the base image, and then I've obviously just switched out the faces, which I'll show you how to do a little bit later on. But once you've got that image, that's great, and obviously you can create multiple of these with different scenes, different backgrounds that you could offer to your customers. But if you're struggling for inspiration and maybe you're not sure what prompts to put in because it can be quite fiddly at the start, or maybe what scenes to actually create, a really good Midjourney tip is if you actually come over to midjourney.com and log into the actual web browser, so not inside of Discord, and you can actually search and see what other people are creating on Midjourney. I'll show you how this works now. A little side note, while I'm recording this video, I've just noticed that Midjourney Alpha has been launched, which is inside the web browser, so you don't have to use Discord anymore. However, it's only for people that have created more than 100 images. So if you've not created more than 100 images, you'll still need to use Discord. If you created more than 100 images, you can try out this alpha thing, but I've not actually tried that yet. But I just like to come here and search prompts. So if I search prompts here and type in king and queen oil painting, because that's kind of what I'm looking to create, you can see all of these other images that have been created. So for example, I might really like this style. I might want to do a family portrait with this style. So I can click on this. Someone else has created this using Midjourney. Then all you need to do is click on prompt, and you can see here the prompt that they typed in. So what you could do is copy that, head back over to Midjourney, paste it in, and you'll be able to create a very similar image that you can use in your designs. Now, before we move on to the next step, if you want to try this totally for free, so you don't want to pay for Midjourney, because so many people, when I mention Midjourney, they say, is there a free version? There actually is a really powerful free version called Stable Fusion, which is open source. It's an AI art generator just like Midjourney. The only downside is it's a little bit complicated to install. You've got to download it to your computer, and it's not just like downloading an app. You need to know a bit of code. It's a bit complicated. Too complicated for me to explain in this video, but if you do want to download that, I actually have got a tutorial inside my Loaded Lab community where I show you how to download that step by step if you want to go for the free route. But if not, just go for Midjourney, it's much easier. So to add our faces onto these base images, it literally takes seconds with this really cool AI tool called Vidnoz. So Vidnoz is actually a video AI tool, but it's got a secret free face swapping tool which we can use. So come over here to free AI tools. You can see all of these really cool tools that it's got, but this one here, photo face swap, is what we're going to use. It's totally free. They will add a little watermark into the corner, but we can just crop that out when we're exporting our final images. So all you need to do is you can either use the single person face swap tool by uploading a photo, or you can use the multiple face swap tool, which is what I've been using for my couple royal portraits. So all you do is just click here to upload the base image that you created in Midjourney. And as you can see here, there's an option to switch out the face of the female in this photo and the face of the male. You just click on that and upload the image of the person that you will switch out the face for. So I'll show you how to get those pictures, how we're going to sell this, how we're going to promote this, and actually get customers to send us their photos a little bit later on. But I just want to show you how to create these images first. Then you click swap face now, and then Vidnoz will produce you an image like this, which is great. We've created a personalized print. The downside is this is definitely too small to print, especially if you're selling it on large wall prints. So what we're going to need to do is upscale this image. Now, there is a few free image upscalers out there. Now, the one that I've been using is this one here called media.io image upscaler. I will leave a link to it down below. It is a paid one, and the reason I'm using a paid version for this is because it allows me to blow up my images to 8 times, massive, so I can sell them on wall prints that are this big and the print quality is still there. So If you want to sell them on big prints like that, you will need to have a really good image upscaler like media.io. If you want to go after the small prints, just small and medium sized prints, then a free image upscaler that you'll find on Google should do the job. Now, most people like to buy small and medium sized prints anyway, so you're fine, but I just wanted to make sure I was covered with the highest quality images. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how to sell these and set everything up so you can actually start collecting images from your customers, start making sales, and start turning this into a proper business. But I just wanted to make sure it was clear on how you actually produce those images and personalize them first of all. Another little bonus tool that I just want to share with you before we move on to the next step is if you don't want to offer just face swap style prints, maybe you want to turn people into drawings like this or cartoons, there is another cool AI tool that I've been testing out a little bit called stylar.ai. You can upload a photo and it will give you some different images and different styles like cartoons or line drawings. It doesn't always produce the best results, but if you spend a bit of time tweaking it, then you can actually get some okay designs from it, and you can maybe offer a different service. So that just opens up the possibilities, because people always like to say, oh Liam, once you've shared this strategy, everyone's going to be selling royal portraits. That is the case, but if you think outside the box, maybe use what I'm teaching you in this video, but switch it up with a different style of image, you can always be one step ahead and you can still make sales even if everyone starts to jump on this idea. But anyway, back to our royal portrait business. Before we can start selling these, we actually need to set up our print on demand store, because we're going to be selling physical prints that get shipped out to people, and these sell like crazy. So what we need to do is head over to Printful. You can use my referral link down in the description down below. Printful are a print on demand supplier with a range of products, including wall prints, mugs, t-shirts, lots of other products that you can actually sell. Another idea is you can maybe take this idea, maybe put it on mugs, or maybe you want to create a similar idea and put it onto phone cases. You can do all of that with Printful. And the great thing about Printful is they've got facilities all over the world, which means if a customer buys one of my wall prints and they're based in the UK, that product will be printed and shipped in their UK facility. And if another customer buys one of my wall prints, but they're based in the USA, it'll be printed and shipped from their USA facility, which means the delivery times are super quick and you get really good customer feedback. And I just want to be clear, Printful are the sponsor of today's video, but I have been a long-time customer and user of Printful way before they approached me. So once you've created your Printful account and filled in all your details, you want to head over to the product templates tab, and this is where we can actually create our product templates for the products we're going to be selling. So if we click on create product up here, we can choose the blank product that we want to sell. So in our situation, we want to sell wall prints. So you come over to home and living and click on wall art, and there's lots of different types of products that you can sell, from flags and different types of things. I just want to sell frameless wall prints. Now the reason for this is because they're really cheap to buy for me, which means we don't have to sell them crazy expensive to our customers, but also because they're not framed, they can be folded up or rolled up quite small, and it doesn't cost that much for shipping, which means we can get a lot more sales. I have dabbled in selling framed posters just like this, but I felt like the price was a bit too expensive, and also the frames, they cost a lot to ship out as well. So I think it's much better to go for these frameless posters, and if someone wants to frame it, they can just buy a cheap frame off Amazon if they want. So then it'll open up this design editor here, and what you'll notice first of all is it will give you so many different sizes. You can sell lots of different size prints. You do not want to sell all of them, because if someone's looking for a print and they see there's 10 different options, they're gonna get confused. They're going to start thinking, oh, which size should I go for? They're going to probably pull out the tape measure. It's going to be complicated. They're going to come back to it later, or probably forget about ordering it. We want to reduce the options that people have got, which will actually increase our conversions. So just come here and select maybe 2, maybe 3 options: a small, a medium, and a large at max. So come here, unselect all, go for the cheapest option, and maybe go for like this option here, and then maybe go for a really big option just in case someone wants a really big option. And then what we can do is upload our template. Now this is really important. We need to personalize these prints, which I'm going to explain a bit more later on. But for now, all we're doing is creating a template. So we'll just upload an example image for this template, like this here. And then if you've upscaled it right, the DPI will be over 300, which is really important for this to have a high quality print. And then you just double check, click through all of the different sizes that you've selected to make sure it's all looking okay. That's fine. And then click on save templates, and that will save the product template. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to use this template that we've just created to create some mock-ups. So we click on here and then click on download mockups, and Printful will actually create us some really cool mockups that look really realistic, and we can see our print on a wall, which we're going to use to help sell it to customers a little bit later on. So as you can see here, it's got the different options here, like against a black background, someone holding it, against a wall, and you can download that in different sizes as well, and click on generate mockups. Then just download these mockups and then just save them to your desktop for the time being, and we'll use them in our listings when we're actually going to be selling our designs a little bit later on. So once you've got your product templates and mockups inside of Printful, we need a place to actually sell our products. So there's a few options that will work really well for this type of product. I'm going to share them with you now. The last one is totally untapped for this type of product, and it's got massive potential, but they all are great and perfect, and you'll be able to make sales with them if you actually put effort into actually building this out, because it is a untapped way of making money. And the first strategy, which is probably the one that I wouldn't choose, it's selling them on a Shopify store. So you can create your own Shopify store, connect it to Printful, and you can actually make a lot of sales with this type of product. Someone did this a little while ago with a product called Turned Yellow, where they will turn you into like a yellow style Simpsons character. They've made millions from it. It went viral a little while ago, and we can basically do something very similar to that by creating our own Shopify store and selling a new product. But instead of getting designers to draw the products like they did, we just use AI. But the only downside to creating your own Shopify store is, well, that takes a lot of time, but you need to get traffic. Traffic is the hardest thing, so you would need to probably run adverts. They're expensive and they're quite hard to crack. So the second option, which is a really good one of the easiest ways to make money with print on demand and definitely personalized products, is Etsy. It's the mecca of personalized products. We saw that earlier. Lots of people are already making money by selling personalized products on Etsy. People actually go to Etsy looking for personalized products. When I'm thinking of buying someone a personalized gift, the thing that enters my head is Etsy, because it's the place to go. So if we're selling a personalized gift, then we might as well try and sell it on Etsy. And the great news is, all of these other sellers on Etsy that are already selling personalized wall art, they're all doing it by hand or using Photoshop or outsourcing it to Fiverr. That is time consuming and it's expensive. So we have an opportunity to almost undercut these sellers with time and also with our prices, because we can offer really quick turnaround. We can create your design within half an hour of you ordering it. And we can also sell it for much cheaper than other people, undercut them, because we don't have to pay someone to actually create our designs. So the opportunity here is off the scale, all thanks to AI. So to sell on Etsy, it's really simple. Just head over, you can use the link down below to create an Etsy store for free, and you can post your first 40 products using the link down below totally for free. And it's very simple to set up. Then once you've set up your Etsy store, we want to head back over to Printful and click on the stores tab here, and then click on choose platform, and then here's where you can select Etsy and connect your Etsy store that you've just created by clicking connect to Etsy store, and then just log in, and then it will connect your Printful account to your Etsy store that you've just created. Now there's a really important step that you need to change, or make sure it's changed before you go any further, because the great thing about print on demand is that it will automatically process your orders. So if someone orders from Etsy, it will be automatically sent over to Printful, and Printful will get to work, they'll start printing it, and you could be chilling on the beach or at the bar or doing whatever you want. But we actually need to turn that off in this situation, because we need to offer personalization. So to do that, you want to come to settings on the left hand side, on the little drop down, click on stores, and then you want to click on orders. And if you scroll down here, you want to make sure that this is checked, import personalized orders as draft, because without that checked at the moment, if someone orders from my Etsy store, they're going to receive a copy of me and my girlfriend as their print, which is obviously what they don't want. So once that's ticked, the way that you actually process orders is obviously going to be a little bit different. I'll show you how that's going to work just now, and then I'll show you how to actually set up the Etsy side of things. But once your order comes in from Etsy, which I'll show you how to set up in a minute, it will come through as a needs approval, as a draft order, just like this here. And as you can see, the order that they're going to order is me and my girlfriend, which we don't want. That's just the template. So we click on complete order here, and then you have the option to edit, and then this is where you will access the design maker, and then you will upload your personalized image that you create using VidNoz and their photo that they sent you. Click on continue, obviously switch that out, and then click on submit, and then that order will be sent to print. So there's a little bit of friction, takes a couple of minutes, but that's how that process works. So that's just how to process the orders, but let's go back to actually adding them into Etsy. So what we need to do is go to our product template that we created earlier, this one here, and then you want to click on add to store, and then just click on Etsy, And then just click on your store, and then it will allow you to choose the sizes. Click on proceed to mockups just like you did earlier. You can choose the mockups which will be sent directly over to Etsy. Then just follow the steps, go through the steps, fill out the description. You can create more mockups if you want, and then you can choose the price, the profit margins that you want to create. Click on submit, and it will send it over to your Etsy store as a draft. Then you can head back over to Etsy, and you will see the listing that you've just sent over in your drafts tab here. And then you can just click on edit and edit that listing. So the first thing, this has actually helped double my conversions on Etsy selling this type of product, is to do with mockups. So at the moment, you will just have mockups for the product that you're selling. So a frameless poster, you'll just be generated these frameless mockups. But what I found works really well is create mockups that have got a frame around them. This helps increase the perceived value. It makes your product look a lot more professional, and it increases conversions. It's a really good tip. You do just need to make sure that you say in the description that the frame is not included so you don't get anyone confused. But for the thumbnail and the main images, I always like to have a frame around my mockup. So the way to create these mockups is just in the exact same way that we created these mockups, is go back over to Printful, and rather than choosing a frameless poster, choose a poster with a frame, and go through the steps and download the mockups for that, and then come back over to your Etsy listing and upload it here. And you'll have these framed mockups. Another really good tip is to create a custom thumbnail like this. So I did this in Canva, and this just really explains what we're selling and how it works. It's got the normal photograph of me and my girlfriend, an arrow, and then the royal portrait. And then I also add a little bit of text saying physical print included, so they know it's not just a digital print, and they're getting some really good value for their money. And that really does help as well. And the next thing is just make sure you're putting a lot of details and information inside this description, because you want people to understand exactly how the process works, so they're not confused or not worrying. They're not having to message you and saying, how do I place the order? How do I upload my photograph? It's all in there step by step. That will help you get a lot more sales, and also add a lot of keywords in here to help people find your listing on Etsy as well. That really does help. And then you can just click on publish changes, and then your listing will be published on Etsy, and people searching for personalized wall prints will be able to find it, and you hopefully should start making some sales. So Etsy is a great way to sell these personalized prints, and I think if you do put effort into your listings, you will be able to make sales. The only downside is it is quite competitive. There's already a lot of people selling personalized prints and things like that, so it can be sometimes quite hard to break out, especially if you've got a brand new account. But it's all about uploading lots of listings and persevering. But if you want a slightly easier option, which is totally untapped, that brings me on to my next traffic source, which is TikTok Shop. And it is totally untapped for this type of personalized wall print. If you're not familiar, TikTok Shop is just like Amazon or Etsy, but it's built directly into TikTok. And the great news is it's got a Printful integration, just like Etsy, so you can offer the exact same product in seconds onto your TikTok shop, and there's literally no competition of people selling this type of product. The interesting thing about TikTok is they've got really, really strict shipping rules, so your product actually needs to be sent out to your customer within 3 days, and if not, they'll refund them the order and they'll cancel the order. But that's good news for us, because normally anyone else trying to sell personalized wall prints on TikTok will probably not be able to do it, because it takes too long for them to hand draw them, or they'll have to outsource it onto Fiverr. They won't be able to meet the deadline, and they won't be able to sell them. So that's why a lot of people aren't already selling personalized products on TikTok. But now we have the opportunity to sell really personalized, high quality products on TikTok Shop, thanks to the speed of AI, so we can turn them around within an hour, and because of the speed of print on demand, we can get our products shipped to our customers within days, so we meet that deadline and we can sell them on TikTok. So there's a really good opportunity for us to sell this type of product on TikTok, and it's a novelty product. It's perfect for the TikTok audience. So if you want to know exactly how to set up a TikTok shop with Printful, you can watch this step-by-step video that I did here. And if you like this value pack video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.